hooligans are the new team in town. A team of warriors, trained, tested, and equipped. There's a new team in town. You could be one of them. Join the North Dakota Air Guard, the new team in town.
This historic day can be attributed to all members of the North Dakota Air National Guard and Air Force. We had a vision, made it a goal, and put steps in place to make it a reality. Working together, the Air National Guard and the active duty will do everything we can to proudly serve our country. Here is our story.
It's been an evolving thing since the very early 90s. The first person that we dispatched out to NORAD was Paul Knox. Paul Knox was my Deputy Adjutant General for Air. Great airman, and he actually made a trip out to NORAD and sat and visited with the folks about the potential increasing the mission for security police and helicopter drivers.
We were talking about the support of the missile wing and the missile field up there through security by flying helicopters from the Army Guard instead of the Air Force flying helicopters around Minot Air Force Base.
I became involved back when General Bierke was the Adjutant General. They called us and said they wanted us to look at the possibility of an Air Guard unit at Minot working in the missile fields.
So we tied the two together, and we went to NORAD with the idea.
General Bierke proposed it to us as a way to help Space Command get to 100% manning and cut costs, because they were always moving people out and moving people in. That was the initial idea. And then of course the benefit there is that we get more Air Guard positions in the state, and we get more AGR positions in the state, and we get a mission that's very relevant to today's world.
We were really fortunate at the time because we had Colonel Tom Viersba from the unit here in Fargo and Lieutenant Colonel at the time, Terry Sando. And they were both assigned to Space Command as guard in the guard office at Space Command. Well, Tom really pushed that. He saw this as a real opportunity for the Guard to get into what had traditionally been a Air Force only business, and that's space.
First thing we ran into, which was really the big nut to crack, was what they used to call HRP, Human Reliability Program, the ability of Guard members to stand nuclear alert or to be responsible for a nuclear mission.
And that's still kind of a sticky point right now. To see your person every 2 weeks, you have to make contact with them every 2 weeks. Well, in the Guard, if you go to drill, it can be upwards 30, 40 days between drills. And so that's been one of the sticking points. And we've been working on that, especially right now. Colonel Shower's working on that now. He has a new plan that he's proposed, and he's just waiting for Headquarters Air Force to sign off on it.
Title 10, Title 32 was an issue. PRP was an issue, Personal Reliability Program. That was a big issue. The culture of the Air Force and the Guard, National Guard, was an issue.
I think there was some, at the Iron Major level, some concern that these Guard guys were going to come in and start absorbing mission. And they didn't necessarily favor that.
And General Bierke was very good at, keeping the pressure on and saying, well, who do I need to talk to? Who do we need to talk to? Let's get the right people in the room. And as time went on, we gradually got, a 2-star in there, which was like for operations for Space Command.
Mike, see, that before he became TAG, he was a special assistant to NORAD. So when Mike got there basically full time, things started to move.
And then, then got elevated to the 3 and the 4-star because some decisions had to be made. And we also started doing the diplomacy with our congressional delegation.
And the neat thing for the Air Force in all of this is the retention. And it's the professionalism that comes and stays engaged in that mission.
The 3 stars and the 4 stars saw the potential and, more importantly, saw the need.
So now you got an air guardsman. You can bring air guardsman in, put him on an active duty tour, and send that active duty person overseas so he can get his promotion points, he can get his active duty tour done, he can get in the fight. There's a lot of them that just want to be a part of this global war on terrorism, and that's how they feel they're doing it. And again, so that's a bonus for the active duty Air Force.
I think the best thing that ever happened to make this thing happen at its fullest was when we actually started getting some people on the ground up there and getting the office up and running, so that our people could start interacting with their people, and I think that was the big change.
And the Chief Jacobson as well spent a lot of time, effort, travel between Minot and developing relationships up there and Space Command. So they really are the ones who got involved in the nuts and the bolts and diffusing all the naysayers that said, well, this can't work.
The major role I got to play in the stand-up of the 219th was choosing the commander. I think I did a superb job at that. We picked Lieutenant Colonel Tad Schauer to command that unit up there. With his leadership style, his experience, his background, it was really a pretty easy decision on my part. Tad jumped right into it and has done a phenomenal job since. So I take great pride in my small role in this, is picking Colonel Schauer to command that unit.
And Chief McCarthy, who I worked with hand in hand, was another key guy in getting everybody to work together, and they were great people. So everybody up there we worked with at the 91st was really on board once we got this thing rolling. I mean, they were good people up there, very good people. I had a great time working with them. It was a real privilege to work with them.
Well, the commander I worked with mostly was Colonel Whalen from Minot, and he is a superb individual, very guard friendly, if you will, knowledgeable of the guard, and excited about getting us in there. And because of those traits and his attitude, it was a pleasure working with him. Now the new Commander Colonel Ayers, same way. So the work with the active duty up there has been very good.
It fixes several of their problems, and it provides opportunity for us.
The performance of our individuals up there has been outstanding. We got a superb commander. We got one of our Airmen of the Year came out of the Minot Security Forces last year. We've got a couple individuals up there with combat action medals. And all of the people that we've hired up there have gone through extensive interview processes, and we're picking only the best of the best to serve up there in Minot, and it's showing in our performance.
Mostly congratulations to a long, strenuous effort that's going to pay magnificent dividends for this organization and the Air Force.
As you've seen, there have been many involved before me, and it's true that it has been a vision spanning over 10 years. I'm the third of the 3 adjutants general who have been involved in this effort, and it gives me great pride to be part of this celebration and monumental occasion. It's evident from the quality of the airmen from the Minot Air Force Base and the airmen of the North Dakota Air National Guard that the saying, "Only the best come north," is true in this total force concept. This concept is the future platform for conducting military operations, and once again, North Dakota leads the nation. Congratulations to the men and women of the 219th Security Forces Squadron. I assumed command in May of 2007 to begin forming a unit that had no facilities, personnel, or equipment assigned. We achieved a milestone in conducting our first unit training assembly, or better known as Drill Weekend, in October of that year. This is one of our first significant accomplishments. This was the foundation in providing mission-ready airmen for security duties in the missile field. Ultimately, Guardsmen will serve alongside active duty members of the 91st Security Forces Group at Minot Air Force Base, securing Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Your #1 choice for Air Guard news. This is First Air Force Now.
The Air National Guard Security Forces Detachment 2 is underway at Minot Air Force Base. The unit will provide Space Command with surge force capability during heightened operational requirements. Technical Sergeant Samantha Clark brings us the story.
Neither snow nor rain, nor heat nor gloom of night may sound like the U.S. Post Office, but members of the North Dakota Air National Guard train with the same attitude. Detachment 2 members train and serve alongside the active duty personnel with the 91st Security Forces Group at Minot Air Force Base. This is the first unit in an Air National Guard whose mission is to support intercontinental ballistic missile field security forces.
The active duty and the Guard have worked together in many areas, but the way that we're integrating here is pretty unique. We're going to be integrating the Guard into our security function here, and so the Guard brings with it some skill sets that, quite honestly, we don't have. One, we're going to keep experience here. We turn people over about every 4 years, and our experience walks out the door.
I want you to throw the keys outside the window! Step out of the vehicle!
The Total Force concept is alive and well and has produced multiple opportunities for many in the military.
Turn around from the sound of my voice. I want you to take 15 paces forward and
We
stop.
have raised intentions, and we have a war going on over in Iraq and Afghanistan. That is a critical asset to us, is the security of the nuclear assets while we have people being drawn away. And I think marrying up the mission of the North Dakota Air National Guard with the active duty mission is only going to posture us stronger as we go forward and continue our mission and continue the fight in Iraq, Afghanistan, and wherever else the country needs us.
This is the future of military operations, and once again, North Dakota is leading the nation. Reporting for 1st Air Force Now, I'm Technical Sergeant Samantha Clark.
When we're fully manned, we'll have 60 full-time positions and 80 part-time positions. Along with these positions come new requirements such as the Personnel Reliability Program, or PRP, and other support-related functions. Co-located with the 5th Medical Group is the Air Guard's medical team, which began seeing patients on April 1st, 2008. Combat Arms instructors continue to ensure all required 219th Security Forces Squadron personnel are qualified on multiple weapon systems. In addition, they help their active duty counterparts qualify their members as well. The training section provides knowledgeable instructors to teach all personnel the basics of missile field security, to include Phase 1 and 2 training. Additionally, they work closely with the 91st Security Support Squadron to take full advantage of all joint training opportunities. Recruiting has been our #1 priority due to a non-existent Air Guard presence in western North Dakota. The Air National Guard recruiting team has been busy establishing name recognition in the area and raising public awareness of the Air National Guard within the local community. This successful recruiting effort has ensured the success of the mission.
Here's a young man stepping up to the plate, trying to work his way out of the minors.
Man, I bombed my math test today.
Ooh, strike one. Here's the windup and the pitch.
What do you got going on this weekend?
Actually, I'm pretty busy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Fouled away. Good recovery. He's getting the signs. Here's the signal.
Well, maybe next weekend.
Whoa, didn't see that one coming. That's a hit. Join the North Dakota Air Guard, the new team in town.
When fully manned, this will be the largest Security Forces Squadron in the Air National Guard and a first of its kind in the nation performing missile field security, securing one of our nation's highest priority assets. Since the beginning, the mission has been met with many challenges, and we've had to blaze our own trail in unfamiliar territory. No matter what the obstacle, the vision and relevancy of this mission prevailed. With the support of so many, the active duty, the National Guard, the local community, and the state of North Dakota, as well as the happy hooligans, the Total Force concept is alive and well, producing many great opportunities and a path toward the future.
We are bringing together two outstanding organizations in a new partnership, and I think this is the kind of innovation that we're seeing in the military. This combination of the Guard, the active duty forces in these new roles is seamless. It, I think, has great strengths and bodes very well for the future of our military, not only in terms of service here within the United States, but overseas as well. And our people are doing a great job standing up this mission.
I'm Captain James Slaton. I'm the Operations Officer for the Security Forces Squadron here, responsible for training and equipping troops in the missile field. Where we're at is Tango 1. It's our training area. It's a simulated launch facility. We use this area to train our personnel on how to search sites, how to assault them, how to secure them before and after an incident.
We look forward to a long-lasting partnership with Team Minot and supporting the 91st Missile Wing as they set the standard for nuclear operations.